Dune Awakening. Maybe you want to take your time and enjoy the game, see the sights and just have fun along the way, or maybe you want to rush to endgame so you can get into deep desert PvP as soon as possible. Regardless of what you want to do, here are 9 spoiler-free tips that'll help you get the most out of early game in Dune Awakening. Starting off with probably the most important tip out of the bunch, picking your class at the beginning of the game. You want to pick pretty much any class except Trooper, and the reason I say this is because in this game you can actually unlock all the classes on your character, and well, Trooper is the first class that you unlock, and you unlock it very early in the game. Now, don't get me wrong, Trooper is probably one of the most useful classes in this game, and I think that's why you get it so early. It gives you a lot of really cool tools for navigating your environment, but yeah, it's not really a good first class pick. Especially if you want to have a little bit more variance in your early game build, definitely pick one of the 3 other classes to start. Tip number 2, make multiple blood bags. Your character is pretty much thirsty as hell the whole game. You're always going to want to find water, and you're going to want to keep your character as hydrated as possible, simply because of all the big bonuses it gives you for moving around and in combat. Now, the biggest source of water that you're going to find in this game is going to be taking the blood of enemies and turning it into water. Early on, you'll get a blood bag, and it'll prompt you to fill it up with water as soon as possible. But at this stage, you should definitely try to make yourself multiple blood bags right away, so you can stockpile on water really early on in the game. Trust me, being dehydrated is not good for combat, especially if you want to do any melee combat. Number 3, make special equipment as soon as you get the recipes for it. This special equipment is insanely powerful. I'm talking like 1.5 times better than your current tier. So making this equipment is going to give you a huge power jump very early on in the game. And you can find these recipes basically all over the game. And this equipment is extra worth making because a lot of these items have special effects that the regular versions of the items do not. Speaking of special equipment effects, tip number 4 is learning to fly in Dune Awakening. You can get your hands on an item called the Emperor's Wings really early on in the game, and you definitely don't even have to go out of your way to get this item. It's in the first testing station that you visit just along your main story questline, and make sure you loot every container in here because you definitely want to get the Emperor's Wings. If you mix it with the Shigawire Claw from the Trooper tree, which by this stage everyone will have, you can just grappling hook your way to victory and then hit your jump button again and float wherever you want. Now, this ties nicely into tip number 5. You can buy a lot of the materials that you need for crafting various different items in this game from the different shops that you find as you go throughout the game. These in-game stores sell tons of useful stuff, and there's quite a few items that you have to visit a PvP contested area to get, so you can circumvent even having to go in those areas by buying these items from the store directly. Tip number 6, enjoy building early on because you can make a copy of your base or a blueprint of the base that you built and just rebuild it anywhere that you want whenever you have to move your base. This is particularly nice for people who really enjoy base building because you can put a lot of effort and detail into that early base and it isn't completely wasted. Now, as you play through the game, you will unlock higher tiers of building materials, but that doesn't really get important until you get a lot closer to endgame. So for the sake of early game, just build your heart out. Tip number 7, park your vehicles in sheltered locations. You definitely don't want to park your vehicle out in the open. If a sandstorm comes by, it could destroy your vehicle and it could just not be usable. So for the sake of keeping your vehicle in tip-top condition, you can just find a sheltered area to park it in, and honestly, it's not hard to find a sheltered spot. You would be surprised how not sheltered a spot needs to be to actually count as a sheltered location. And you can tell if it's sheltered or not by the icon that says sheltered at the bottom of the screen. Tip number 8, and arguably another really important tip. I don't know why I waited so long for this one in the video, but the journal helps you immensely with the main story. As you progress through the game, it doesn't just tell you where to go, but if you open your journal and you look at the various main story quests, it gives you a little bit of a rough map that shows you the locations that you need to go and find. This makes it so much easier to find where you need to go to progress through the game. Seriously, I was lost before I found this out, so yeah, this one is definitely super useful. And finally, tip number 9, don't get eaten by the worm. Look both ways before you cross the street. If you get eaten by this guy, you will lose absolutely everything that you are carrying, your equipment, your items in your bag, everything. So just don't get eaten. And that's it, guys. I'm going to be doing PvP as soon as I can. So look forward to that on the channel. Come check out my Twitch if you want to see some live gameplay from me. Otherwise, have a good night, and I'll see y'all next time.